So let's talk about the two immunization populations. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76, Science and Technology. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. If you want to throw something in the tip jar, that information is below in the description box. Also, I would encourage you to subscribe to the Big Words LLC Newsletter. I am still in the process of gathering names. I'd like to get a few more before I send the first one out. As many of you know, and well, some of you may not know, I have other things going on besides my 9 to 5, which is a science role, and I have this channel, but I have some other projects going on as well, 2 blogs, and 3 other channels, and I'm working on a book project. And I thought that starting a newsletter would be a good way to strategically get my messaging out for those of you who are specifically interested in me as a content creator and the both written and print content which I produce. So please consider joining the newsletter. Well, I wanted to shoot a short video on something related to the current world event, COVID-19, and the variants and the immunizations. So I'm going to cover a bunch of ground right here in this short video. But before I start, I posted this on my community tab a couple of days ago. There's another channel run by a man, another scientist, physician, I believe, named Dr. John Campbell, and he is exclusively covering our current world event, and he's giving really good information. I'm going to leave one of his latest videos in the description box below. There's information that he's presenting that I don't think is being covered, is being covered over here, and there's just so much information over here in our country, it's hard to just know what's real and what's not. So I would recommend subscribing to that channel. I was going to post something on my community tab today for my own blogging platform, but something else came to my smartphone that I thought was worth sharing with my subscribers. It's an article entitled New Corona Variant Identified in France. So it turns out there's another variant, and I've created several videos on what variants are, how they're created, the significance of nucleic acids, and, or should I say, the significance of what nucleic acids are and the proteins that they ultimately give rise to, and what this all matters for our current world event. So in one of my earlier videos, I talked about Antigen Drift, and basically what Antigen Drift is that over time, the antigen for a given immunization, it can shift over time. The protein sequence can shift based upon the nucleic acid sequence in that given virus or contagion shifting. So the antigen can shift, and as I stated in an earlier video, what immunizations do is they prime your body to better protect itself against contagions. Antibodies are created with a specific paratope that find the epitope of an antigen, and that's how immunizations help your body better protect itself against contagions. So, in the article, I saw something interesting, and I'm going to focus on this for the rest of this video, which I hope to keep short. In the article, it stated that because there's still a significant pool of people who are not immunized, that's creating a nice breeding ground or a nice environment for this particular contagion to mutate and create new variants. So you have and many of you in the comments for that community tab post said, wait a minute, what? The immunization doesn't work, so we're getting immunized and it's not working. So here's what's happening. You have two pools of people. You have a pool of people over here who went and got immunized, they got the jab. In theory, they have protection against the ancestral strain and the Delta variant. YouTube, please don't take this down. This is for teaching purposes only and for educational purposes. So you have this pool over here who got immunized. They have protection in theory. And then you have this pool over here who did not get immunized. So anytime they come into contact with the ancestral strain or the Delta variant, because these people don't have protection, those contagions, those particles, those viral particles are going to continue reproducing and replicating. And what happens with nucleic acids is when they replicate, there are going to be errors and alterations that are going to occur throughout that process. So the more those contagions, that contagion, the virus, the more it gets to replicate, the more variances or the potential for more variances is increased. So that's why, and when I read this, it's like the light bulb turned on and I made the connection for why, if you choose to do so, why it's important to reach a critical mass of people who opt to get immunized before the thing just mutates out of control. If you get a critical mass of people who get immunized, you'll in theory bottle up or decrease the chances of the contagion finding environments where it can replicate. But as long as you don't have people who as long as you have a large population of people who are not immunized, you're creating a larger environment for the contagion to replicate and also give rise to new variants. So I just wanted to make a short video on this. That stood out to me from that article. It's scientifically, it's not that the first immunizations that were created have not worked, but the longer you have a pool of people who are not immunized, you're creating fertile grounds to create more variants. And so who knows what those new variants will do. You have the ancestral strain, the Delta variant, the Omicron, each with different properties, but what will new variants do? What types of sickness will they cause? Who knows? And also that helps explain why the first immunizations eventually may not work. If you have variant after variant after variant constantly being produced, well then now you have a bigger problem because your immunizations that you created for the ancestral strain and the initial variants, those won't work anymore. So now there's a more complex problem. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video based upon the article I posted, but also for some in response to some of the comments that I saw in my community tab. So let me know what you think. This is not to pressure you to do anything. It's just a interesting discussion that was spawned from the article and comments in my community tab. So I'm going to stop this here. Once again, please like, share, and subscribe if you want to donate to the channel. That information is below in the description box. Also, please consider joining the Big Words LLC Newsletter. Everyone stay safe out there and protect yourselves accordingly. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.